Hello, everyone, and welcome to another eXp Commercial Explained. We're really excited to interview this next guest because not only is he an agent, but he's staff and helps us grow the Northeast. So, Jeff Clark, welcome to our family, and thank you for all you've done, because I know in the Northeast was one of the last ones we had to get filled to be licensed in all 50 states. So, Jeff, if you can kind of share your journey and how you got into commercial real estate.
Absolutely. I started out as a residential agent in 2014 and doing some of the residential stuff. We ended up getting clients that were interested in more commercial properties, to include hospitality. And that attracted me more towards getting over to the commercial side of things after 4 years. So I've been doing commercial real estate since 2018 and helping out, with different clients and developments and stuff like that.
Jeff, one of the greatest things about you and coming to us here at eXp Commercial is your willingness to just dive in and to help. And like you said, you're there helping people with all different kinds of transactions and properties. And you also help all of our agents, right? Because you are one of our designated managing brokers. You cover 3 states in the Northeast. Thank you so much for that. I believe you told me
Absolutely.
Maine, New Hampshire, and Vermont. So,
Yes.
I know that that's not the easiest thing, but thank you for, being willing to do that. So tell us about, once you made that decision to come over to eXp Commercial, or better yet, what made you make that decision? Like, what brought you here, I guess, is what we're more interested in hearing, for this journey that you have.
Absolutely. I think one of the big things was the level in which eXp commercial operates as far as being nationwide and actually now in several countries. But I started out at some of the smaller brokerages, and we ended up with clients kind of all over the place and not really having anything to do with them as far as we would have to refer them out or what have you. And I think being as agent centric as eXp is, it's very focused on the agents. They want everybody to succeed. They want everybody to just do the best they can. And like Jim said, just continue to grow. And it's just a great company to work for.
And Jeff, being a part of different firms, boutiques, smaller, kind of looking at it, with our company being publicly traded in corporate instead of franchise, can you kind of share the nuances, the differences, how being working with this type of company, obviously with being agent centric and the collaboration, really helps your business, right? Just boost up and really accelerate. Can you kind of share that of how your business has grown?
Yeah, absolutely. So just having access to workplace and being able to reach out to different people that are associated with the fields and capital markets, hospitality, all the different groups that we have, it just allows everybody to collaborate on a level in which I honestly never thought was possible when I first started real estate.
So let's talk about that for a second, Jeff. Let's talk about workplace, right? That is something it's one of the biggest tools, honestly, that we have, that we can offer to any eXp agent, whether you're with eXp Realty or eXp Commercial. The instant way that you can connect with somebody anywhere around the globe is unheard of in any other, real estate brokerage that's out there. So talk about different leads and referrals and things like that that you're able to utilize with this tool that we give to every single eXp agent that joins.
If you really put yourself out there, and I think that's, the main thing, you have to put yourself out there. You have to let people know what it is that you focus on, kind of what you do, so they'll be able to tag you in different leads. But I've had multiple, I don't even know how many I can count, leads that I'm tagged in all the time. And I think, just keep putting yourself out there, using the tool the way that it's meant to be used, and collaborating with people. That's the biggest thing. Networking, that's what we're supposed to do all the time. So that just helps a lot.
And Jeff, one of the big difference, you got to see the realty side. So obviously with your clientele and commercial, can you share kind of the nuances, maybe the excitement of commercial, but maybe not everyone's ready for it, that maybe they should stay in realty, and what should they do kind of taking that lead, and what is the biggest difference you see in residential versus commercial?
I think one of the biggest biggest things that I'm seeing is the tools are a very big thing to have on the commercial side. Obviously, with residential, you'll have access to the MLS and things like that that some of the realty agents think that they're going to have to succeed. But once, I don't know, I can't stress enough the networking, putting yourself out there, and that's how you're going to get your leads sold, your listings, everything. But the tools for eXp commercial are just by far very helpful on top of the collaboration and everything else.
Yeah, and Jeff, something else to understand, I guess, or to think about, in your situation that you're currently in here is you've got, not only are you a commercial practitioner and you produce, right, but you also have agents that you're there for, that you broker, that you take care of, right? And that's one of the things that I have noticed, and I know you as well, and a lot of people talk about it, is just the collaboration that we have. And we always talk about the better the agents are, the more they produce, the better our stock is, right? Again, we are a publicly traded company. And so that's huge in knowing that you have that second source of income, a kind of a retirement, if you will, set up for the future. So talk about what that looks like to you. Speaking of, the future and what you're doing here, you planning on building a team. What are the next 3 years or so look like for you?
Yeah, I think definitely planning a team is in the works. I have a partner on the residential side up here in Maine that I work with all the time, and it's good to have her. She's followed me everywhere, so she came with me to eXp, and just having a couple more people to collaborate with. I can't overuse that word, I don't think, and just be able to have everything more aligned with how we can operate better. And then, like you mentioned, the stocks, that helps tremendously with every transaction. It's another attraction to eXp for that reason.
That's what we love, Jeff, as we're all agents before. You're only as good as your last deal, right? That's what we always say. You're only as good as your last deal, but having this way of referrals, mentees, owning stock, getting rev share, right? There's just so many ways and vehicles, depending on what you want to do, to plug in, right? It really is plugging in and just networking, like you were saying, showing up at events when we have eXpCon. That's coming up. Sign up. The rallies that's coming up, right? It's just getting to know people, but also being in our virtual world with Verbella and now Frame AI. We literally can actually build relationships, friendships until we see them in person. How has that really helped you, right? The different virtual and live ways of networking and really plugging in to get business and referrals from everyone.
I think one of the first big events that I went to was in Tampa a couple of years ago. I think Tommy Thompson and Brittany Merchkowski put that on, and it was exciting to see all the people there from, it wasn't just eXp, it was everywhere, and having everybody in the same room talking about what they need, who they're looking for, and just having people speak for you and how you are as an agent and what you can bring and help all around.
I think that's very important. And speaking of eXpCon, it is in October. It's the 27th through the 30th. It's in Miami, Florida this year, which everybody's so excited about. It's at the Miami Convention Center. I think a lot of newer agents are afraid to go to large events like that. And I think it's, kind of what you just touched on right there is so important to know that you're still going to be able to meet people. It's the networking, right? So say a few words to some of these newer agents that are going to be watching this, webinar. What eXpCon can actually do for them?
I think eXpCon can help, at least if they're not in a place where they feel their business isn't a good starting point. It'll help, in my opinion, propel it at least a little bit for them to just get out, meet people, talk to people. Everybody is so nice. That was one of the biggest things that I was worried about when I came to a new company, because you just never know. But everybody is so nice. They all have the same goal in mind. So just put yourself out there, let everybody know what you need, and let anybody know if you need help, because everybody is so willing to be there and do whatever they can.
Jeff, and that's the best thing, put yourself out there, right? Don't be afraid, right? Get out of your comfort zone, and just doing those things will create opportunity. Think abundance, think openness. Just put yourself out there for people, and it's okay not to know or asking questions, right? That is the best. And I'm glad you went to Tampa, because that's where we start partnering with so many different trade groups, CCIM, SIOR, ICSE is coming up, right? ULI, just every group out there. I know I was at the National Multi-Housing Council that we're involved, and also MBA CREF, the finance. But having you, depending on what product specialty you work on, going to these events. But this is the best thing. You're part of eXp now, and eXp Commercial. You're part of a big family where we have a booth and representation that when you go, you're not going by yourself, right? You're going really with the whole group, tribe, family. And we are working as one. So would you kind of share on the goals of what you plan to do, as we know the year is changing, right? We're going into something difficult for many people over the last couple of years. How is the eXp family and support system and workplace and everything else helping you kind of navigate this very challenging time?
I think, just to keep touching on it, just putting yourself out there, putting all your deals out there as minimal or maximum as you have them, because it's not slowed down, in my opinion, as much as some people would have led me to believe that it was going to. And I think it's just going to continue to get busier here for the next few months. But just the support, I can't stress it enough. And being so agent centric, having just the leadership in place that has our back. They really care about us. They really care about what we're doing and want to see us succeed so that the company succeeds.
Jeff, that's Jim, speaking of the product specialty committees, you are the chair of our hospitality committee. Again, you've jumped in, you're so ready, you're there to help. And this is something that we appreciate so much. This is what a lot of our eXp family is about, right? It's agents and brokers and staff and people like you that can come in and just really get their feet wet and not be afraid. And I think if I'm hopeful that you're going to eXpCon, I'm imagining that you'll be there. So anybody that's watching this right now, make sure you come to eXpCon. Go talk to Jeff. He's been through the same things that you're feeling right now if you're a little bit afraid to go, if it's a little bit nerve-wracking. So, and again, Jeff, thanks for doing that. Thanks for being the chair of the hospitality committee. I know that you have great plans and great things ready, for this year as well, and doing that.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
And Jeff, one last thing. So if anyone's sitting on the fence about eXp, right, whether residential or commercial, what would you tell them?
Come in, give it a try. It doesn't have to be permanent, but I think you'll find that you want it to be. It's just everything that I could have probably dreamed of, as corny as that may sound, in a brokerage, because it's everything, and it's continuing to grow. We're getting better.
Jeff, thank you so much. Thank you for serving, volunteering, working as staff. Boy, you got all the hats on for everything in this company. So if anyone, you know what it's like with eXp. So thank you again. And thank you to our team for another eXp Commercial Explain, and have a great day.